Imagine a teenage boy, alone in a strange country, standing in a hot kitchen, washing dishes for hours. His hands are wet. His back hurts. He barely speaks the language. Most people who saw him that night would never guess his name. But one day the whole world would know it. His name is Jensen Huang. And his story is one of the most powerful stories of our time. If you are learning English right now, if you sometimes feel lost or small or unsure of your future, this story is for you. Jensen Huang was born in 1963 in Tainan, Taiwan. His family was not rich, but they believed deeply in education. They believed that learning was the only door that could never be closed. Jensen grew up watching his parents work hard every single day. That image never left him. When Jensen was just 10 years old, something happened that would shape his entire life. His parents made a painful and brave decision. They sent Jensen and his brother to live in the United States without them. Can you imagine that? 10 years old, in a new country, separated from your mother and father. Most children would feel terrified. Jensen felt terrified too. But he also felt something else. He felt determined. Determined, that means he made a decision deep in his heart. I will not give up. At first, he lived with a relative in Kentucky. Life was not easy. He was different. He spoke differently. He looked different. But Jensen paid attention. He watched. He listened. He learned. Even as a boy, he had this special quality. He never stopped being curious. He always wanted to know how things worked. That curiosity would one day change the world. But first, there were many hard years ahead. When Jensen was a teenager, he needed money for college. So he took a job at Denny's, a popular restaurant chain in America. His job? Washing dishes. Every day he stood in that hot kitchen. The noise was loud. The work was hard. The pay was small. He was a young immigrant boy, far from home, doing a job that most people looked down on. He felt lonely. He felt tired. Some nights he probably felt invisible, like nobody could see who he really was inside. But here is what made Jensen different. While he washed those dishes, his mind was never still. He was thinking, planning, dreaming. He asked himself big questions. What do I want to build? What problem do I want to solve? He studied electrical engineering at Oregon State University. Then he earned an advanced degree, a master's degree from Stanford University, one of the best universities in the world. He was poor. He was far from family. But he kept moving forward. Step by step. Day by day. He never gave up. Never. Those years were quiet. Nobody was watching. Nobody was writing stories about him. But something was growing inside Jensen Huang. Something powerful and patient. Like a fire that burns slowly and then one day explodes. In 1993, Jensen Huang made the bravest decision of his life. He and two friends, Chris Malachowski and Curtis Preem, started a company together. They called it Nvidia. Their dream was bold and clear: build special computer chips that could create beautiful graphics for video games. It sounded exciting, but the reality was brutal, and brutal means very, very hard. In the early years, Nvidia almost died. Their first big product had serious problems. Customers were angry. Money was running out. Jensen sat in meetings where smart people told him his company was finished. He felt the fear. He felt the weight of responsibility for his employees, for their families, for his dream. There was one moment that was especially dark. Nvidia had made a chip for a major client. The chip failed. The client canceled the contract. Nvidia lost millions of dollars. The company was close to bankruptcy. That means they had almost no money left and could be forced to close forever. Jensen had to tell his team. He had to look into the eyes of people who trusted him and tell them the truth. That moment required enormous courage. He didn't run. He didn't hide. He said, "We are going to fix this. We are going to survive." That decision to fight instead of quit was the turning point. After that dark moment, Jensen changed how he led the company. He became more focused, more disciplined. He made hard choices. He cut projects that were not working. He pointed Nvidia in one clear direction: graphics processing. He believed deeply, quietly, patiently that visual computing was the future. And slowly, it began to work. In 1999, Nvidia created something revolutionary. They invented the GPU, the graphics processing unit. This was a new kind of computer chip, far more powerful for visual tasks than anything before it. Video game companies loved it. The gaming industry exploded, and Nvidia grew with it. Remember that teenage boy washing dishes at Denny's? That same boy was now leading one of the most innovative technology companies in America. But Jensen did not stop there. He saw something that most people could not see yet. He saw that the GPU originally built for video games could also be used for something much bigger. It could be used for artificial intelligence, for machine learning, for training computers to think. He was right. From a small startup with almost no money to a company that powers the future of human intelligence. That is the journey of Jensen Huang and Nvidia. In 2012, a breakthrough happened in artificial intelligence research, and it ran on Nvidia chips. Scientists around the world suddenly realized Nvidia's technology was not just for games. It was the engine of the AI revolution. Nvidia's chips were inside the systems learning to recognize faces, translate languages, and drive cars. Then came ChatGPT. Then came the AI explosion of 2023 and 2024. Every major AI system in the world needed Nvidia's chips to think, to learn, to grow. The demand was unbelievable. Companies were desperate to buy Nvidia's technology. Once, Jensen Huang was invisible, a dishwasher in a loud kitchen. Now, the most powerful technology companies on Earth were lining up at his door. In June 2024, Nvidia became a $3 trillion company, one of the most valuable companies in the history of the world. Jensen Huang's personal wealth reached over $100 billion. The boy who had nothing now had everything. But more importantly, he had changed everything. What did Jensen Huang leave behind? He left us chips that power artificial intelligence. He left us proof that vision and patience are more powerful than luck. He left us Nvidia, a company that started in a small office with a simple dream and grew into the backbone of the modern world. But the real lesson is simpler than all of that. The lesson is this: your beginning does not define your end. Jensen started with nothing, no money, no connections, no easy path. He washed dishes. He failed. His company almost died. Multiple times. But he kept his eyes on the future and his feet moving forward. Just like Jensen Huang, you are building something right now. Maybe it feels small. Maybe it feels slow. Maybe some days you feel invisible. But you are not invisible. And you are not finished. My friends, you are watching this video because you want something more. Maybe you want a better job. Maybe you want to travel the world. Maybe you just want to speak English with confidence and feel proud. I see that dream in you, and I want you to hold on to it. Jensen Huang washed dishes and dreamed of building the future. You are sitting here, learning a new language, building your future too. That takes courage. Real courage. You are stronger than you think. Your story is not over. It is just beginning. If this story inspired you today, please give it a like. It helps more people find this content and feel inspired too. And tell me in the comments, what is your dream? Where do you want to be in 10 years? I read every single comment. And if you want more stories like this, stories of real people who started with nothing and changed everything, subscribe. Because your next source of inspiration is already waiting for you. See you in the next story. Keep going. Always.